Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're opening a deeply unsettling file. We're going to look directly into your mind, right into the invisible programming dictating literally every financial decision you make. I want you to listen closely because what we're about to uncover is the dark psychology of your money mindset. Let's dive in. Your relationship with money is not yours. Just let that sink in for a second. It was given to you. Every single belief you carry right now, whether you deserve wealth, whether you can actually keep it, whether people who have it are good or corrupt, was installed in you before you were even old enough to question it, long before you even understood what a dollar was. So, the chilling question you've got to ask yourself is simply this: who gave it to you? The terrifying reality here is that your financial life is currently running on someone else's code. And until you examine these inherited beliefs, they're going to run your life more completely than any budget, any savings plan, or any investment strategy ever could. There's a highly classified window of your life, ages 5 to 12. This is exactly when your core financial beliefs were installed. And here's the secret. They weren't installed through formal financial education. No way. They were hardwired into you through observation, raw emotion, and relentless repetition in your environment. Think back. It was those hushed, anxious arguments you overheard at the kitchen table. It was the sudden tightening in your parents' voice when the bills arrived in the mail. It was the absorbed shame of not having what the other kids had. The unspoken message you absorbed was loud and clear. Money is dangerous, money is scarce, or money is simply something that other people have. By the time you earned your very first paycheck, your psychology around money was already years old. And that brings us to the cognitive parasite we call the scarcity mindset. It operates completely beneath your conscious thought. It's this persistent, haunting belief that there is never enough. And I don't just mean a lack of money, I mean a lack of safety, a lack of security, a total lack of enough. As researchers Sendil Mullainathan and Elder Shafir explain, scarcity doesn't just describe a financial state, it describes a cognitive one. Their research proved something incredible. When your brain is forced to focus on not having enough, it literally loses capacity. You lose the mental bandwidth for long-term thinking, for impulse control, and for complex decision-making. So the crucial point here is this. We often think the cruelest part of poverty is the literal financial state, the lack of money. But the far crueler reality is the cognitive state. Poverty consumes the exact mental bandwidth you desperately need to escape it. It's a complete psychological trap. But the programming goes even deeper than your own childhood. If we open the file on generational trauma transmission, we see that financial trauma is very, very real, and it passes between generations just as reliably as your eye color. We're talking about the ghosts in your financial machine. If your parents or grandparents lived through extreme poverty, economic collapse, or financial devastation, they developed survival responses. And they transmitted these to you, not on purpose, but inevitably. Things like hoarding behavior, extreme frugality, the literal inability to spend money even when you're totally safe, or the panic that suddenly arrives with success, violently pulling you back down. Which leads us to an absolute gut punch realization. Most people think they're out here managing their own financial anxieties, but they aren't. You are not just managing your own money psychology. You are actively managing the unresolved trauma of your parents. You're carrying their financial ghosts. Part 1: Wealth Guilt. The architecture of self-sabotage. This architecture is driven by one chilling, completely unconscious belief that your success is a betrayal. It's an immense, crushing guilt. Guilt toward family members who didn't make it out. Guilt toward the community you left behind. It's that whispering voice in your head telling you that you don't actually deserve to keep your success, or that it simply will not last. And here's exactly how that guilt operates in the real world. Let's walk through this sequence. Step 1, success arrives. Step 2, that inherited guilt triggers. Step 3, you inexplicably spend the money the moment it hits your account, or you intentionally miss massive opportunities. Step 4, you retreat right back down to the safe baseline your family always occupied. This sequence is terrifyingly precise, and yet you probably just disguise it in your mind as bad luck. To understand exactly how your specific sabotage works, we turn to the research of financial therapist Brad Klontz. He identified 4 core money scripts. These are the exact unconscious psychological programs running invisibly in the background of your mind, driving your financial behavior every single day. These scripts fall into 4 distinct categories. First, money avoidance, the belief that money is bad and you shouldn't want it. Second, money worship, the belief that more money solves everything, but you can never have enough. Third, money status, tying your self-worth entirely to your net worth. And fourth, money vigilance, an extreme anxiety that stops you from enjoying life even when you are completely financially secure. Read those again. You're likely operating from at least one of these right now without ever knowing it existed.
Part 2. The Matrix Systemic Exploitation.
Look at exactly how the system is rigged against you. They take your scarcity mindset and hit you with advertising that creates artificial urgency. They take your present bias, your desperate need for immediate reward over future consequences, and trap you in credit systems. They take your psychological need for variable rewards and build casino designs, the most addictive devices ever created. Your vulnerabilities were mapped out, studied, and highly monetized.
So the crucial point I need you to take away from this is simple. Your money problems are not a character flaw. They're simply the highly predictable output of unchosen beliefs operating inside a predatory system designed specifically to exploit them. Understanding this isn't an excuse to stop trying, though. It's the exact paradigm shift required for real change.
It's time to take the red pill. Here's how you actually rewrite the code. Step 1, identify the inherited belief. Call it out by name. Step 2, ask yourself, where did this actually come from? Step 3, ask, does this belief serve me right now? And step 4, is it actually true? This is a deliberate, often painful process of challenging the exact programming installed in your childhood.
But you've got to remember this. The relationship with money you inherited was built for a completely different life. It was built for the survival of the ancestors who gave it to you. It is not yours. You're allowed to build one that actually fits your own life. You have the ultimate power to forge a new path.
The invisible matrix is real, but now you can see the code. Subscribe to Dark Archive. Every week we open a new file exposing forbidden psychology, buried history, and the dark truths that run your life from the shadows. The archive is open. The only question is, are you brave enough to keep exploring?